This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
So the question for all of us in Vermont and Nevada and across the country is, what can we do?
Lessons learned in Vermont are helping fight opioid drug abuse right here in Nevada. That is tonight's Channel 2 News Big Story at 5:30. Good evening, I'm Landon Miller. Kristen is off tonight, and thank you for staying with us. Well, as we told you last night, more than 500 people are gathered in Las Vegas to come up with the best solutions for dealing with opioid abuse. Zach Mooney has details from the final day of the summit at the MGM Grand in a story you'll see only on Channel 2.
Governor Brian Sandoval opened day 2 of the conference down here in Las Vegas by quoting his Vermont counterpart's State of the State address from earlier this year. That was shortly following an opioid crisis in that state.
Hope is born in such efforts.
When organizing this summit, Sandoval says Peter Shumlin was the first phone call he made, and it was the first yes he received.
We're both losing innocent people to a disease that's killing folks.
Shumlin spoke about the rise in death and crime in Vermont due to opioid addiction.
I talked to anyone that I could get a hold of. I literally went into the prisons.
He says discussions turn to questions, then solutions. One is a better partnership between government and healthcare officials.
We need the docs, the nurses, the providers who are so busy trying to keep people healthy to join us in finding ways to limit those prescriptions to only people who are really in chronic pain.
He says the FDA is partially to blame, approving OxyContin for minors and approving a new opioid drug.
They approved a new painkiller called Zohydro, which is OxyContin, on steroids.
Breakout discussions continued Thursday with both morning and afternoon sessions. They're broken into 4 tracks: educating prescribers, discussing treatment options and third-party payers, collecting data and sharing information, and finally, criminal justice interventions.
I'm trying to help everybody in the room try and conceptualize the ways in which the criminal justice system can be modified so that folks who don't belong inside the criminal justice system are able to receive treatment in the community.
Governor Shumlin says leaving law enforcement to deal with the problem alone was Vermont's biggest mistake.
And they were so relieved to finally have a governor say, hey, that's not fair. We're all in this together, and we want to work together with you.
What are the community supports that folks have so that we can take people away from the criminal justice system and put them into the appropriate treatment?
Each track is responsible for coming up with its own report, and those are all going to be compiled in a 2-hour presentation tonight. We're going to have results from that coming up for you tonight at 7 o'clock. Covering the story from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Zach Mooney, Channel 2 News.